Welcome back to episode 4 of the Alone Together podcast. As always, you'll be joined by myself, Will, Lennon, and Isaac. Today, we'll be discussing our thoughts on the dark web, our favourite school memories, and what's the most pain we've ever been in. How's it going, lads?
Go on, Isaac. You say how's it going? So
How
it's
am I
me.
doing?
Yeah.
Mate, I thought we were just going in normal order. I'm doing great. I'm doing fab. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'll tell you what, you're looking pretty nice in that shirt. I know
You know
nobody
what?
else can see you, but it is looking nice.
Pretty
Yeah.
green.
What's that called?
A collar?
No, the type of the design of that. Is that paisley?
No,
Is
mate, you got
that what
shit.
it's called?
Paisley,
What?
yeah. I think.
Yeah, that there. And
Oh, is it pretty green?
yeah, no, it were half off. So I thought I'd get it
Oh,
half
nice.
off, half price. Not
Right,
mad.
everyone laughs at me because I didn't know that Pretty Green was made by Liam Gallagher.
Now, to be fair, I didn't till the other day. I pressed on Wiki and it said it.
Exactly.
It's quite nice.
That explains
for,
all Beatles stuff, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
quite nice for a Liam Gallagher brand, isn't it?
Did you know that on all Pretty Green coats, on the zips, it says live forever?
I did not know that.
No, it don't.
Yeah, right. Jack Brownhill has one. He showed us, right? And then Lou had just got a new coat of a week, so he looked on his zips and it says it on his as well.
What? I have. Wait, shall I have a look now? I've got mine in cupboard.
Go on.
Go on, run. Yeah, right, do it. I'm excited. I wanna know.
Yeah, I don't need to run.
I wanna
Cue
know.
the elevator music again.
Dude, it's always Isaac, isn't it? Running off.
I know. Bloody traitor to the podcast.
I know.
I'm trying to get out of it.
It's like a bonus scene.
Bonus round. Pretty Green edition.
Where does it say it?
On the zips. Do you have zips?
Yeah, yeah.
On the zip itself, not the line. Not like the.
Oh, right.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is like the most anticlimactic event of my entire
I
life.
don't think it says it, you know.
When did
You
it
just-
start? When did he start doing it? From the
I don't know.
beginning?
I don't know. I think so.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
There's that. Hang on. There's that bit that says we are pretty green, and then there's one that says like for the benefit of the like-minded, like what's attached to the zip. But there's nothing wrote on the zip that says live forever.
What about at the top? Is there anything over around here?
No.
Oh well,
Yeah, it's on premium.
I give up, mate.
What?
No, it's fine. Maybe I just got an oh, man probably sells about 100 million quid on eBay and then no live forever, pretty green man.
Yeah, we all want that.
It's sold. Should we start on a topic?
Yeah, let's carry on.
What
Speaking
we,
of selling things on the internet.
aha! I like the way this is going.
Like the way your brain works.
Should
Don't
have
go on the dark web, kids.
Don't use dark web. Or
Right.
do.
Probably best not. Might be slightly illegal. So I've got a few things written down. We
Okay.
did say we wanted to talk about the Wayfair cabinets. That's been.
Yeah.
It's
that's
not
interesting.
totally the dark web, is it? But
No, this is on the normal
it's
web.
probably linked to it in some way.
Yeah.
So, as most of you probably know, a company called Wayfair, which has anyone even heard of it before? Because
It's American, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, sort of come out of nowhere, and from what I've heard, has been selling cabinets for extortionate amounts of money, named after missing children.
Yeah, like weird names.
Yeah, weirdly specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like ones that literally just gone missing like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So people have been getting suspicious. It's become part of meme culture.
Yeah.
You know, if it is all actually a real situation, it's a bit dodgy. Everything
Yeah.
gets turned into a meme these days, doesn't it?
Really does.
What do you think about it, boys?
Right.
Think
So
it's real?
right, I actually think it's real, you know. The bit that convinces me the most is how expensive, right, they are. Like they're really expensive. So like normal people can't just accidentally buy these things. Yeah.
Mhm.
And on a lot of the things, it says like how many are left, and it's like always says there's one left.
Yeah.
So it's like a one of a kind thing. because I think you're not buying the bloody wardrobe, are you? You're buying the missing kid.
In 12K for a wardrobe, but they did that thing where it was like every single wardrobe was reduced by about $3,000. Like it was like 15K, and then it went down to about 12. But I think that's just obviously to make it look like they're actually selling something. But the pictures were the same, so it's just bollocks.
Yeah.
Has there been any like actual evidence of it? Because
I don't
No,
know.
I've seen,
I don't think so.
but with all the, like Anonymous have recently released some dodgy stuff about celebrities, and with all that's going on, it's pretty easy to believe that it's real.
My
I
kid's
know.
fucked off now. He hasn't set out in about a month.
Yeah, there's like, I'm just looking now. There's a storage cabinet called Naraya for
Oh.
$14,499.
To be fair, if that weren't a kid's name, that does sound like a good piece of furniture. Sounds like something you get in Ikea, doesn't it? Like Naraya.
Yeah, literally.
Like the amount of shit names they have. They have like Soif for like a pencil.
Yeah, you do know it's the Swedish words for it.
Yeah, I know, but
It's not just made words, mate.
yeah, I know, but it sounds like mumbo jumbo, doesn't it?
All right, what did you say? You
Yeah,
definitely
everything
didn't know
sounds like
that.
mumbo jumbo
Obviously,
stuff.
I'm not thick. Well, I am thick, but I mean, like, I knew that.
I was doing a little bit of research, and
Yeah.
I looked in the news, and there's apparently 15 billion stolen account credentials available to purchase on the dark web.
Hmm.
Like,
I've
just,
never been on dark web. I don't know how to do it.
I don't think I'd want to be fair. It's a bit.
I don't understand that. I remember loads of people being like, "Oh, this is how you get on dark web. You go press the dots in Google's corner," and I would like do it. I'd be like, "Where's it say dark web?"
Just turn your browser to night mode in your own.
iPhone dark
It
web.
do
just
be
went-
dark though.
No, but I was talking to someone the other day about it, and apparently it kind of works like stages, and there's something like 5
yeah.
stages, and like the more you use it and the more you buy off it or browse it or whatever, the deeper you get, so the more dangerous it is. So like what the top levels are, I think this is like what I've been looking at is like, everyone buys like on TikTok those videos are like buying a mystery box off the dark
Yeah.
web. So apparently that's like higher up on the stages, but still like proper dodgy, because apparently it's like one of the easiest ways to get rid of evidence for crimes.
Really?
Yeah, so people buy mystery boxes and they'll have like bits of hair in or something, yeah.
Oh.
And then obviously the person who sent that to you has your IP address, yeah. So in theory, can just anonymously call the police and say, I've got a tip off that blah 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 has done this, and point them to that address. Bang, police go to your house. You've got the evidence. You're framed for the crime.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
that.
surely you can be like, oh, I guess you wouldn't know it's a mystery box. Would you?
Oh, I've been on the dark web.
Like he's got his right nice, fresh 360 Yeezys. Next minute, coppers are up at his door because he's got half a server dead in his box.
Mate, it's as simple as that though. I think someone did actually get arrested like that for just having
Really?
evidence that's been
Damn.
posted from the dark web.
It was Ramel Henry from TGF. Another mystery box video guy.
Remember when TGF always used to buy mystery boxes and they used to get like so much shit in them? They used to buy like
Yeah.
£1,000 mystery boxes, right? And they'd get like 3 Power Ranger figures for like £5 each.
I'm not gonna lie, I was watching TGF while I've been watching him, like all the old classic videos.
Yeah,
Gotta love him.
you
Apart
have.
from that one that he gets his head stuck in a microwave, that was just stupid.
Yeah, that was stupid.
I was actually kind of mad at him for that, not gonna lie. But yeah, you can actually buy people's credentials, stolen credentials. I just
Yeah.
find that mad, like, all these dodgy ads you see on your computer like, at the side. You never know what it could lead to.
What does that mean?
Information.
Oh, I forgot. I knew you were going to ask that. For
I don't know what credential.
No one can see because we're doing a podcast, right? But as London was explaining that, I just had to watch Isaac with his hand up ask a question.
Hang on, I think there's a button on Zoom where you can put your hand up. I don't know how to do it. I was going to do that.
Okay.
Don't, because I'll kick you from
Just
the
ask-
call.
Did you just ask what the word credentials means?
I barely even know how to say it. So yeah,
Go on, Lennon, enlighten Isaac.
So it can be like personal information, passwords. That you get the
oh
idea.
right, okay, yeah. So like private information, basically.
Yeah. So it can
Okay.
be. I saw something that like there were like Fortnite accounts being sold for like £8 on there or something, but then it can obviously be hundreds and hundreds of pounds for bank details or whatever.
I'm not
Yeah.
joking. Back in the day, I wanted to buy a Fortnite account with Skull Trooper on it. But I never
Have,
did,
have
obviously.
you seen the a bit off topic, but have you seen the one on the Rocket League one with when like everyone at rate want them like white zombies and like they were rarest wheels? Do you know how much those accounts sell for? Like 200, 300 quid on eBay.
Mate, I wouldn't be surprised if they sell them on dark web and they just like take your IP address off that.
White zombies.
Oh,
President
bro,
Trump
did
gets sent
you
down.
trade and get them? Yes.
Trump should enter Oval Office playing Rocket League, gets arrested by FBI because he's bought white zombies off the dark web.
But whilst we're on the topic of gaming and Fortnite,
Oh yeah.
always a good conversation starter.
That's what I say before the lady. That's what I tell the ladies at the club. While we're on the conversation. Oh dear.
But like things like V-Bucks are being sold on the dark web for a discounted price. So it just shows like how the minuscule things like microtransactions can be sold on there. It's still illegal. It's still dodgy stuff, but kids are like helping the dark web if you look at it in that way.
Yeah.
Helping the dark web to thrive.
Not great, is it really, mate?
Yeah.
Because obviously it was the easiest people to mug off. Kids who play Fortnite. Brainless morons.
Sorry to any Fortnite players out there.
Yeah. If you're gonna
We love
mug,
you.
if you're gonna rob someone, who do you mug? Brainless morons. I like it.
I don't think I'd. Well, even if I knew how to get onto the dark web, it's just not a place I'd be chilling on a Wednesday night, you know.
I'd just be too scared because I remember there used to be this game, right? And it was like a dark web simulator. And you had to go on the dark web, but then you also had to keep looking out your window to make sure no one was outside. And
I know what you're on about. I fully know what you're on about.
yeah, and you also had to turn around and keep checking your door was locked and stuff, yeah. And the longer you spent on the dark web, like the more you progressed through the game, but at the same time, the more dangerous it became for someone. And I swear to God, I was watching someone play it, and they are on the dark web for a bit, and then they're like, I can hear footprints because obviously they're wearing headphones, yeah. So like, I can hear footsteps, and oh my God, they turn around and they just get jump scared by this nasty man, and I pooed myself. Terrifying.
I know you're like it's a proper like dark room and it's like an overly bright screen.
Yeah, literally. It's really dark. It's like dark and stormy outside, and there's like a window. There's a window right in behind like the monitor that you're on.
Yeah.
But when you go on the monitor, it just zooms into the monitor. So when you come out, there's like shit in the window and stuff.
Nah, I don't want that. Them type of things like right. I don't mind. Right, I used to hate horrors like genuinely, but now I don't mind the film. Like I quite like them, but horror games I can never get into. Like I remember when I was young, I remember going to this kid's house. He went to our school for about, I think he left in like year 7 or 8. I'm alright mates for him from Greenock. He lived up road, and I went into his house, and he had the Alien Isolation on.
That game was cool, man. That game was
pretty good.
I remember. But like, oh mum, he had this game called Alien Isolation. My mum was like, Alien Isolation, wrote it down, circled it on Amazon catalogue, not Amazon, Argos catalogue. Got it. Next minute, fucking 25th of December, and I open it and I'm like, shit me, I fucking got it for Christmas, haven't I?
And you've got to play it.
I'm like, play it. Ah, shit, you not. I remember I played it. I got to the bit, and because I watched it on YouTube, but I knew when the drum set was coming. I shit you not, I inserted the disc, uninstalled it, and just left it in my drawer for like. So I've never played it since. I refuse.
Right, that game was actually cool. I watched this whole video about how they programmed the AI for that game, and it's actually just cool. But I always remember though, do you remember Connect on Xbox? Well, that crashed and burned in it, right? But there was a mode on Connect where if you turned it on, it could sense your breathing. So if you were breathing too loud in real life, the alien had come for you.
Oh my god.
I know, kind of cool.
What a great mechanic.
Well, actually, that was very off topic, but
Yeah,
yeah, the dark web, scary place in it, boys. But
it is a scary place.
I just don't think I could ever go on it because I'd just be too scared I'd
Nah.
get killed.
Yeah.
It's just my luck, ain't it?
I think what would be scary is right. You're scrolling along, you see like assassination and that, like for hire, assassin for hire.
Yeah.
You just look at it, and I don't think you'd be able to like quite understand that it's actually real.
In it, like I can't. How can? It's just mad that there's the option out there to just pay to get someone killed like that.
Literally.
I was on watching this thing where this celebrity, I can't remember which one it were, but she like went on dark web and she like hired an assassin, like a hitman, for herself, right?
Right.
And she goes on, and then like this assassin obviously knows where she lives because it's like dark web and like sort of IP address and that. She like he goes to a house and then she's like proper depressed and shit, and he don't kill her, and he goes like, right, obviously you've done it to yourself, and he felt bad for some reason, and he was like, this ain't bollocks, I'm being serious. And then he says, oh, if you still feel this way in etc. how many times, call me again and I'll actually kill you. And she didn't, and she just didn't call him. They're pretty mad.
We love the
know.
wholesome assassin.
Agent 47 is just loving life.
47 coming through. Actually, I heard the story as well, which is a bit scary because you can hire people to just like, as long as you pay this money, they'll do whatever you say, like on the message, right? So this one person wanted to lose weight because they were fat, right? So they hired this guy off the dark web. I think this is real. If it's not, it's kind of a cool story anyway. So they hire this person and they say, I want to lose weight. I need you to lock me into this room and just not feed me. And however much I beg for help for a month or something like that, don't let me out. So there's this room and all it has in it is a treadmill, right? And I think you can go for something like 30 days without eating. Right, but obviously you need water, so I think they gave her water. But so yeah, they lock her in this room for like a month with just a treadmill, and they just don't let her out. But like she was kept asking for ages, but I think in the end she just lost loads of weight, and then they just let her go.
Imagine if she came out like fatter than she went in.
In it, but no, that would be impossible.
I was say I've not. Susan Boyle's gone off boil a bit, actually. Where she's in.
Yeah, Susan Boyle. That's it.
In treadmill room.
Yeah. Either maybe that was one of them creepy pasta things, but I'm not sure. I think it might be real, but anyway.
That pasta's pretty creepy, bro.
That is. I used to watch them all the time. Do you ever watch that one about that? The boy had a really shy dog under his bed, but he always used to put his hand under the bed and he used to lick his hand. And then one day he opened the wardrobe and his dog was dead in the wardrobe.
No.
And he puts his hand. Oh no! And no, sorry, his dog was no. Right, sorry. Let me start again. So he puts his hand under the thing and his dog licks his hand as always. And then he gets up and he opens the wardrobe and his dog's dead and written in blood it says humans could lick too.
Oh, that's so weird.
I hate shit like that. I've got like chills and that. I don't like it.
That's scary, that shit. If that ever happened to me, I'd kill myself.
And whilst we're on scary experiences, let's move on to the next topic.
Ooh,
What
segue.
is the most pain you've ever been in? Tell me your stories, boys.
I've got some physical pain for you.
Is
Isaac,
it like physical and mental?
well, I don't know.
Is it more physical? Do we want the physical stuff?
When mom doesn't buy you Weetos.
What are you gonna have for mental? My girlfriend broke up with me, and I cried a
My
lot.
year 7 girlfriend never wrote back.
Go on, Emma. Let's hear it.
Okay, so Isaac, I think you were there. we decided we were going to go up a hill in the park because we're cool and we're explorers. So we go up this hill, and the only way to like traverse this hill is to like walk horizontally across it, like trying to like grasp into the mud so we didn't all slide down it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going across, and the person in front of me got across fine. So then I started going over the bit which was like pretty much vertical. It was just like a massive mound of mud that was pretty much vertical. So I started going across it, and I slipped. So I was literally falling like face first. So obviously just put your hands out, like you put your hands in front of you so nothing hit me in the face. So I was just sliding down this whole thing, and I was like, Jesus, I was like, bloody hell, I thought I nearly died then. And I looked at my hands and they were just covered in mud. Yeah. And it was stinging a bit, but I thought nothing of it. And then I waited for everybody else to come down this hill. And I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to get all this mud off my hands. So there was this lake going at the bottom of the hill. So I put my hands in the lake like that and just washed all my hands. And then I turned my hands around again, and this massive chunk here in the side of my hand, like, it was just all just like chunked inside. And I could see right inside my hand, like it was meaty, man. It was meaty in there. So I was like, holy shit, this, and you know, when you know something's bad is happening to you, so it just starts to hurt. It was one of them. And then somebody who was there came over to me, and I was like, I've cut my hand, it really is. And they were like, oh, it's not that bad. And then I showed it him, and he was like, yeah. And then
then we went to his house, and the babysitter was looking after his sister. Was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm a trained medical." And go to Adam's bathroom. Oh,
literally, when I'm trying to bathroom, they just went, "Yeah, run it under a cold tap." So I ran it under a cold tap, and it really, really, really hurt. So I had to go to my mum, and I was like, "Mum, I've cut my hand open," and then she got mad because I cut my hand open being a twat. So then I went to A&E, and I had to like kind of sign like what my injury was. So we said it was like a hand injury. And then this woman came over, and she was like, this was like an hour in, by the way, of just sitting with my hand bleeding. And this woman came over, and she was like, oh, I've heard you've got a hand injury. Is it something to do with your wrist? Because I'm looking into broken wrists and stuff for my research. Mm-hmm. So I just put my hand out in front of her, and she just saw the massive chunk out of my hand. And she went, oh yeah, that's not what I'm researching. And she just walked away. And then eventually the doctors came in, and they were like, we're obviously going to have to wash your hands because you've got mud all inside of your hand. So this guy went, we're going to try washing it without anesthetic. Right?
Oh, no.
So this guy puts on gloves, and he just starts washing my hand, and obviously I can feel it all. So I'm literally like, mate, I'm going to cry. Like, this is the most painful thing ever. I'm like, I'm going to cry. And he's like, all right, yeah, fair play. That's gross. So he takes me into like a weird doctor's room. And he goes, right, we're going to have to put some local anesthetic into your hand so you can't feel it. It'll numb it. He went, right, I'm going to have to put this needle in 4 times. He went, every time I put it in, it's going to feel like a bee sting. So I went, right, yeah. He puts it in. I kid you not, every needle felt like 4 bee stings, right? So to me, I got bee stung 16 times, right? I'm not even joking. It was the most painful thing ever. Like, it was just hurting after hurting after hurting. And then my mum was obviously in with me. And my mum was like, oh, let me have a look at it now, because he'd washed most of it out, because obviously I couldn't feel it. And then my mum looked at it, and then my mum went, I think I'm going to faint. So the doctor had to stop looking after my hand and go and put my mum on the floor so she didn't faint. And then he went, do you want to watch me stitch it up? So I went, yeah. And I watched him stitch it up. And because I couldn't feel it, it wasn't actually that bad. It was quite cool. But yeah, that's my story about cutting my hand open. And it's made my hand feel like pins and needly where it happened. So I don't like it.
Mate, that's a bit gruesome, that.
I know, nasty story.
I think I'd have probably fainted if I were you, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't, to be honest, but you know, we move.
Well, I've got a bit of a story.
Go for it, gangster.
So
I'm sorry I called you that.
Yeah, never do it again, thanks. So we got the backstory. Family holiday in Bulgaria.
Oh, bloody hell.
I think I might have been 6, 6 or 7 maybe.
Yeah.
We go to this water park. Mum and Dad get on the sunbeds, just like watching over the part where I'm chilling in, swimming about, going on slides and that.
Yeah.
I get up to this one certain slide, and it's quite busy, you know. It's the main attraction. I'm waiting for some people. I'm waiting at the top of the slide for the people at the bottom to get off and move so I can go. Some person behind me pushes me like
Oh.
pretty hard.
Uh-oh.
The left side of my head smacks down, hits
Oh,
the
God.
side of the slide. Bearing in mind this is like a plastic slide, there's nothing really sharp on it.
Yeah.
And all I can remember is sliding down the slide from being pushed, getting up, there's blood pouring from the side of my head
Oh,
into
Jesus.
the water all around me. It's
That's
like that
it.
bit from In Between is where
When you got shit down the slide.
yeah.
It was the blood version of the sick.
Yeah, and I think the scary part about it was that even though my mum and dad were literally like a few meters away,
Yeah.
I was so like dizzy and
Yeah.
I couldn't see them. Like,
Oh,
'cause I was
God.
in so much shock. Like it was horrible. There was some woman like picked me up and took me to my mum and dad. Got to the ambulance came. Sorry to the guy who had to clean the pool out, by the way.
Oh, my
It
God.
was
That must have
technically
been very hard.
it was technically the guy behind me who pushed me's fault. So
Have you not got a scar?
yeah, I do. Obviously you can't see it. I'd have to take a picture of it.
Should we do a blue van man? For the visually impaired.
There's a scar. Yeah, so we got to the hospital. They were really quick, to be honest. Got me stitched up. It was a very weird feeling. I had to keep my eyes closed, and it was like stinging a bit. So that ruined the rest of the holiday because I couldn't go in the pool
Would,
anymore.
wouldn't it, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not being horrible, but don't Bulgaria have really poor healthcare?
Well, surprisingly, it was really fast. There was like no one in the hospital, so
Oh, yeah, because everyone's too scared.
no one's got the money for it. So
Because
They just
everyone else
killed it.
is dead.
So yeah, that's my story. I guess I can't really remember the pain that well, but it was a frightening experience.
Yeah, fair play. They're all scary, aren't they? Right, now we're
Indeed.
ready for Isaac's. One time his mum said that he was annoying and he cried.
Guys, one time I wasn't allowed less custard cream. I have like 2 that are on par, but they're quite short, so I might as well just tell them both. And they're quite
Go for it.
interesting.
Go on then, kiddo.
Right. One, I think Will was there for because it was in a PE lesson. And
Oh my God, this is such a stupid story.
I remember it were on Astro, and it was like obviously like form based, and there's this one kid who's like proper angry all the time, and he's like one of them bulldog ones that you have to keep on a leash. And it's like we were playing hockey, right? But it's not like we had puck, it's like one of them ball ones, and it's like we're running back and forth, and obviously everyone's just slamming the hockey stick to like try and hit the ball because it's like we're trying to get it in goal. So we're all like slamming it, and the kid that's proper angry slams it. And I'm like, hang on, I can't feel my thumb. My thumb was dislocated and it all swelled up. And I was like, I went to the teacher, I was like, I'm like half crying, half in disbelief. I'm like, Miss, I think I've broke my thumb. And she's like, let's have a look. And she's like, oh yeah, it's not looking too good. So obviously, I think some
Get an ice pack on it.
Some kid took me to medical room, And he was like, "Oh, fuck me, Isaac, look at your thumb, son." I'm like, "Yeah, obviously, look at that, that's how I'm going." So I get there, and she's like, "Oh, I think you might be all right. Have an ice pack." But then I was like,
Called it.
I was like, no, I was like, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. So I get to, what's it called? Fucking, oh my God. The phone in the office. I ring my mum and I'm like,
Couldn't think of the word.
I couldn't think of phone thing. And I ring her and I'm like, "Mum," and she's with my nana at the time, or nan, whatever you call them.
No.
I've got me nana with my mum, and she rings me up and she's like, obviously it's like the school, and then it goes medical room, and then it like puts you through, and I was like, "Right, Mum, it's me. Thumbs bust, but the teacher won't send me out." She comes to school and she's like, "Right, he's going to A&E." So we get to A&E, going to thing, and it was like ages I was waiting for. They said it was not broken. It was a bit dislocated, so obviously I put it back in place. It was like really badly bruised, like round my joints, so I couldn't like move it. So I had to have like, you know, them pots, but like the ones you can take off, but I just weren't allowed to take it off. So I don't know why it was like that. I had one of those on for like ages, but that proper kill, right? And this other one, this one is proper squeamish. Will hate this one. I mean, like, it's shocking.
Wait, was I there? Because there's a story I remember which was really funny.
Go on and tell that one before I do the one.
All right, so me and Isaac, we were in textiles in like year 8 or something.
Oh, God.
And we were messing around like with a pin, and we kept it was like a needle. Yeah, it was a needle or something, and we kept throwing it at each other, and then Isaac like looked at the ground and I was like, "What?" And he went, "Do you reckon my shoe is thick enough for me to stamp on this and it not go into my foot?"
Oh no.
And I went, "Obviously not. It's like a school shoe. Like you've got your black Velcros on. Do you know what I mean?" I'm like, it's not repellent. So Isaac puts this like pin thing on the ground, and I'm like, "You're gonna do it, aren't you?" And he goes, "Yeah." So my guy stamps down with all his might, and it just goes straight into his foot.
And I just looked at him dead in the eyes, and I was like, "He's gone through my fucking foot."
I know, and I looked at him.
I took my shoe off, blood everywhere. And I remember I went to the teacher, I was like, "Oh, blood all over." And she was like, "I'll get to medical." So I'm hopping barefoot to medical room.
Do you remember when she went, "How did you do it?" And you just went, "I was walking and I stood on it."
Straight up.
We had to walk to the medical room. Obviously, Isaac had one shoe off, and it was like we were like year 8, and all the sixth formers were there. So we were just walking through, and all the sixth formers were just laughing at Isaac with his foot out.
I forgot about that. That's quite funny.
That was very good.
My other one is right. I used to have proper clap teeth, and I mean proper, before I had braces, and I had 3 teeth in my mouth that were like ingrown, so I had to get them taken out, right? So I had like 2 on my top and 1 at the bottom, I think, all the way around, like 2 on bottom, 1 at top. But I go to the dentist, obviously, because I've been told that I can't have braces until these are taken out. So he goes, "All right, obviously we're going to take them out because you've got to." And he goes, "Right, I'm going to get it's like the numbing thing, like anesthetic, but like it's the rub, so like you can't feel it."
Yeah.
He puts, I am shitting you not, the wrong one on, right? And he takes 3 teeth out, and I felt every second.
No.
He ran. I was in tears crying, and he just thought it was because I was shitting myself. And I couldn't speak because he had all these drills in my mouth.
No.
And he took all the teeth out while my mouth was like bleeding, and I couldn't say anything because he had all this shit in my mouth. Like, clamped my mouth.
Right, now my dentist, I had a tooth out, and my dentist went, "Wave your hand if you want me to stop at any time." Did you not even get that?
No, like he was like, "Oh, to try and do something if you feel pain." So I'm like there, like fucking crying. I'm like crying in chair, and I'm like you know that thing what you do, and like you grip like the chair, probably you could literally rip the chair out. I'm like doing that.
I could imagine this so well.
And he's looking at he was just one down from your mum's work, Will, and I was just like,
Oh, that
yeah,
was quite good. That's where I go now.
it's fucking geezer's gone now. Who did it?
You got fired for child
I was,
harassment.
I was just there like, and he's gripping chair, and he's like, "Oh, it's all right, Isaac. It's only a drill." And I'm there like frothing with blood. I'm like,
That
and I felt it all. It was right bad. I hated it. So, oh man, it scared me for so
That
long.
was quite horrible, that.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I'm saying. It's right
sorry, I
creepy.
like that.
Look at that all spit in my mouth.
Right. Because we got to the end of that topic, do you want to just take a quick little break?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, we'll take a 5-minute break. See you in a bit, child. All right, so for our final topic, we are going to be talking about our school memories, aren't we, folks?
We are.
Yes.
So, Isaac, want to have a little chat about something?
I've got one from like, might have been, I think it was year 8. I had this, obviously, everyone had the old, like, what they call year 8 girlfriend. And basically, I remember this kid who I was friends with in primary, like, I was quite close to him. And he's like, it was like break, like, 15-minute break between like your 2 periods. And he goes, he's like badgering me, he's like prodding me, and he's like, "Oh, you're right, it's bad going out with this person." He's like, blah, blah, what have you. And I remember I was like fat, short-tempered year 8, and I was like on breaking point. I was trying to like walk and just concentrate off him. And I weren't friends with Will at the time, but I remember he told me that he saw it somehow. Like
There was a crowd, man. There was a bit of a crowd.
From a distance. And I remember, like, I have this, it's stupid, like, I have this thing where Will's always like, "I've known you for so long, I can tell when you like, your anger, like,
Yep.
proper gets
Isaac's like really passive until a point where you can see his eye. You see it in his eyes when he snaps.
No,
And
I
I
know
saw
what
it
you mean.
happen.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And Bob allegedly, like, pretty much did happen. And I got this proper, like, Hulk strength from now, and I grab this kid like that, like I pick him up like some French baguette, and I get him, I get him like that, like above my, like I start picking him up, but he's like hitting my arm, and I'm like holding him like above my head, and I just got this, and there's this massive green AstroTurf gate, and I just go, and I throw him, and he bangs his face on thinking his head, I thought like absolutely like mashed up. He's like trying to get up, and I didn't do anything else after. I just looked at him like that. He's down for that, just absolutely dead out, like trying to get up, and he just walks off. And well, obviously I didn't know at the time then, like he saw it, but like 2 years later he goes, "Oh, do you remember this with you and that guy?" And I'm like, "How do you know about it?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, like whole form saw it," and I'm like, "Oh, really?"
Crowd brewing while that happened. But the best thing was nobody even told anyone, any teachers or all. Even the kid who it happened to just didn't even snitch. That's a bit of a power play, that.
The Hulk would come back through for
Exactly.
revenge.
Hulk.
All scared
Right.
of Hulk.
It were a bit of a man on, or a bit. To be fair, I won't do it again because after you, I felt guilty because I actually didn't mind it. He was right nice. But
So whatever you do, don't mess with Isaac.
Don't mess with Isaac.
That's the lesson learned.
feel the thunder.
Oh God.
No, we're not having that in. Cut that one. Cut
No,
that.
keeping that in.
Mate, we're keeping
that
that in. That's gonna be the
That's
title.
the name of the episode. Feel the thunder.
Feel the thunder.
Feel
Isaac's
Isaac's wrath. Do you want to tell us yours, Will?
Oh well, we've
Let's
got a bit
hear
of a
it.
stupid one that Isaac was obviously a part of because all
We
our
just
story, all our
Sick.
stories.
Us too, or everything.
Trust me. So it's getting to lunchtime, and me and 2 of my friends go into the lunch hall. So this lunch hall is full of about 4 tables on each side of the hall, and they're like those long fold-up tables that you have in schools that are like stools on all of them. And 2 of my friends are like having a bit of a play fight, and I'm obviously laughing, and they're like chucking each other at this table, and then one of them chucks the other like onto the top of the table, and just kind of jumps on him. Yeah. So I'm like, this is funny. So I'm just laughing, and then there's just like this. Our lunch table had about 8 people who used to sit on the one side, and they just kind of started streaming through the lunch door. And every time someone came through, another kid would just jump on this pile. So I obviously had to do my part. So I kind of jumped on with a bum bounce on someone's back. Yeah, and then I kind of got off. And then I was just watching this pile get like bigger and bigger. And obviously, Isaac, you were on the pile at one point.
Yeah, and then I got off and stood next to you and watched it.
Everyone was on the pile, and then for the Lord graced me because I was stood at the perfect angle to just see the table just like snapping off, and the wheels of this table just crumbled to the ground as it just snapped off.
Everyone just starts like rolling off.
Yeah, everyone just rolls off, and we're all like, "Oh shit!" And then there was this like woman lunchtime supervisor who was like kind of our friend, which sounds quite sad, but anyway, she came in and we're like, oh, we've got bad news. We've got bad news. And she came over and she was like, what the hell? Who's done this? And we were all just like, and then we kind of told her, and then we thought she might find it funny, but she didn't. And she was like, I'm so disappointed in everyone. And she took us all outside and she got our like buddy school radio out, and she like radioed our like pastoral manager, which is like your head of year but for your feelings or something.
If you're a pussy, you use your pastoral manager.
She came over and oh god, they were all really mad, and we were all just sat on these benches like just like straight faced like, oh shit. And they were like, if this was anyone else, you'd be straight in detention, but we know you're good lads, so we're not gonna do anything right now. And they were like, we're gonna be in touch over the week. So me and Isaac and someone else went back to Isaac's house after school. We all had to tell our mums. And Isaac's mum found it right funny. She was laughing and she like, did anyone record it? My mum did.
I remember part of that where the two caretakers, they were the one that looked like an eagle and the small like fat dobby looking one.
The one,
and I remember
looks like the slug from Monsters Inc.
Yeah, him. And
It's her.
no, the caretakers. There's one that looks like he got like the shitty Boris Johnson haircut. Him. And, I remember the taller one was remember Blake with proper big moustache in our year, and it were his uncle. And I go up to and he comes up to me and he goes, "Oh, you're right, son. No problem. I saw what you've done. I'll just get my uncle to fix it. Don't bother." And fucking Bonnie and Clyde walking down, the two dumb caretakers looking at it, and they look at it and they go,
"Oh no, we can't fix that."
Nah, that's fucked. That's fucked. And just walk out, and we just go upstairs, and they were like, looking through catalogue, and we're thinking it's about 1200. That lads, you're looking a bit in trouble. And we were like, 1200.
They were like, it's a table, and they were like, yeah. And then we all googled it on our phones, and it actually were worth like £1,500.
And we're like, who's it for, Queen?
I know, honestly.
Ridiculous price.
And then about a week or two later, we got this bill in the post, and we had to pay for it. How much was it, Isaac? That we had
like
to
50 quid. To be fair, it's best 50 quid at my birthday whenever we're spending it.
But yeah, we had to pay like 50 quid each. Someone, but he didn't even pay it, and they didn't even ask him, bastard.
The Campo getting away with it.
I know, dick. But yeah, that was my little story. But nothing really ever came of that, apart from they had CCTV footage of it, so they knew everyone who'd done it. But I wish we'd have seen it, because it would have been hilarious.
Yeah, Campo asked, didn't he? He went to edit you. He was like, "Oh, can we see it? And can we get a copy?" In you were like, he was like, "Everyone else go out. Campo, you stay here."
He had to stay here.
You had to stay here for like half an hour, and he got like right disciplined. You were like, "Do you think this is a joke?" And he's there like, "Oh, but come on, it's a bit funny." He'd always just like, "Oh, it's a bit funny." Like he thinks he's an in-betweener.
He does.
It was like.
Thanks for listening to this week's podcast. We'll be back next week with more topics than Johnny Depp has assault cases. See you next week, and remember, we're all alone together.